and welcome to my channel. This is Makeup by Mackenzie and I am Mackenzie, obviously. Today on War Paint, herstory inspired makeup looks, we are celebrating International Women's Day and Women's History Month. And because it is International Women's Day, I'm going to be celebrating an international fierce female, Dr. Chien-Shiung Wu from China. So basically, Dr. Wu was a senior scientist on the atom bomb during the Manhattan Project, which is a pretty big deal, but that's not what I'm celebrating here today. In the 1950s, Dr. Wu was approached by two theoretical physicists, Dr. Li and Dr. Yang, and they wanted to disprove the law of conservation of parity. The law of conservation of parity basically states that two physical systems, like atoms, for example, will act symmetrically, like mirror images of each other. And so they wanted to disprove that theory. So Dr. Wu conducted an experiment that basically disproved this theory that had been accepted for like the past 30 years and received no credit for it. Dr. Li and Dr. Yang both won Nobel Prizes for this disproving of this law, and she received no credit whatsoever, even though she was the one that conducted the experiment. So that's kind of not fair. So today on my channel, I'm going to be giving credit where credit is due and celebrate the accomplishments of Dr. Chien-Shiung Wu. So without any further ado, let's play with some makeup, shall we? So as you guys can already see, I've got my foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer already on, and that's because this look is mostly about the other stuff that I'm going to be doing, which I haven't really practiced this on my face yet. I've practiced on my hand a little bit, but not really on my face, so this could be interesting. So Dr. Wu conducted this experiment using Cobalt 60. So that is using the element cobalt, which cobalt is silver. When it appears in nature, it's a silver metal. Cobalt is also the base for the color cobalt blue. So it's this kind of very vibrant blue. So those are the colors that I'm going to be using in today's look, mostly the blue. And she also worked on the Manhattan Project with radiation and things like that. So I kind of wanted this look to be glowy. And that kind of gave me the thought about that recent neon eyeliner trend. And so I'm gonna try and use that a little bit. Not really as an eyeliner per se, but it's gonna be using that kind of technique, and I've never done that before, so hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a disaster. And the shape I'm going to be doing is kind of just something I came up with in my brain, and I'm not at all sure it's gonna work. So this could turn out to be a disaster. We'll see. But I guess that's what experiments are all about, just like Dr. Wu did. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to line my eyes and my waterline with the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus pencil. There we go. And this is in the shade Bold Cobalt. So it's perfect for this look. Using this. So I will say this is my first time using this pencil in the waterline. I will say that it's taken some effort to get it to show up in the waterline. Although it does say that it's water resistant. So, alright, so now I'm just going to line my upper and lower lash lines a little bit. And this doesn't have to be neat because I'm going to be smudging this out. Now I'm going to take a small smudger brush and I'm going to smudge that out. Alright, I think we're good, and that's what I have so far. This next part is where things get interesting because I'm not at all entirely sure if this shape is going to work. But, you know, that's the experiment part. What she disproved was that systems like atoms don't act symmetrically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the two sides of my face not mirror images. They're not going to be symmetrical. So, but I also kind of was inspired by the shape of, you know, atoms. You know, when atoms are drawn, they kind of have these loopy things that kind of crisscross. And so I'm kind of playing off of that a little bit, and I'm kind of acting like the nucleus of the atom is my eye, like the iris of my eye is the nucleus of the atom. And on one side, I'm going to have them going upwards, and on the other side, I'm gonna have them going downwards. And I'm going to use the neon eyeliner effect to kind of make them glowy looking. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna start with that same eyeliner, and I'm basically just gonna draw out the shape that I want and then smudge it out a little bit. I'm just gonna draw a little dot kind of where I want the top of this circle to be. And then, so the first one's gonna go, the one's gonna go straight up here. The next one is gonna go off to the side. So for the side one, I think I'm gonna do the side one first, because I want it to follow the natural line of my eye, of my lower lash line. So, okay, well, let's do this. I'm looking at myself straight on, and I'm going to draw following the natural line of my eye. Okay. This is such an experiment. I'm not used to experimenting like this. Okay, so now this is gonna be, from the inside here, it's gonna kind of follow the inside of my crease a little bit, but I'm not gonna go around. I'm eventually gonna go up this way. I just want to get it so that you can see it above my crease here. The top one is interesting because I'm gonna go through my brow. You could totally block out your brows if you wanted to, but you certainly don't have to do that. All right, so I think the point is gonna be like around here. And it doesn't have to be neat at this point because we're gonna smudge it out, so it doesn't need to be a perfectly straight line. Keeping with the idea that my iris is the nucleus of the atom, and that's helping me figure out the spacing here. So that's what I have right now. It is certainly interesting, to say the least, but I like it. It's cool. It's cool, and it'll definitely be cool when I have it all figured out. I'm gonna take my smudger brush again. I'm gonna take my little smudger brush again, and I'm just gonna start to smudge out those lines before they dry, because the way that the neon eyeliner look goes is that the outside of the line needs to be really diffused so that it looks like a glowing light. So whether you're doing this with eyeshadow or with eyeliner, it needs to be very well blended so that it looks like a glowing light. Okay, just like that. All right, same thing with the other eye, except I'm gonna go downwards this time. So I'm gonna follow the natural line of my eye downward. Like that. I'm following on the inner corner of my eye. So I'm trying to make sure that the lines are parallel, because that's how the lines in those drawings of atoms are. They are not like curvy at all, other than like the end where they curve. All right, so I think I want the curve to end like right about there-ish, maybe. All right, like that. Oh, it's a little bit longer than the other side, but that's okay. Doesn't need to be symmetrical because that's the whole point of this look, right? Okay, now for the center, and that's probably gonna end right about there. And so I'm just, again, using the iris of my eye as kind of a point of reference. This is an interesting pencil. It's kind of soft. I mean, it's good for this look, but if you were trying to get something really defined, this would not be the pencil for you, my goodness. So for a look like this pencil is great. Okay, so that's what we have on that side. It's definitely weird, but it's cool. Okay, smudging it out now. So now you can see why I did all of my blush and bronzer first, because there's no doing it after this. So what you want is the kind of balance between nicely diffused and enough color. Because you want it to be diffused for that glowy neon effect, but you also want there to be enough color. I'm gonna take another brush and I'm just gonna go along the edges. This is a little bit more of a flatter brush. I'm gonna go along the edges just to make sure the edges are nicely diffused. Cool, so that's what we have so far. It's not bad. I'm actually kind of digging this. Okay. So the next part is the part where we want to be a little bit more precise. I'm taking a white eyeliner, and for this I'm using the LA Girl Line Art Matte Eyeliner. There we go. And this is in the shade Pure White. And we're going along the center of these loops. And that's going to give us that neon light look. Okay, so that's what we have at the moment, and it looks really cool. I don't know if you guys can tell how cool that is, but I think it's really cool. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit of the eyeliner around my eyes and just make sure that there aren't any weird blank spots. So the eyes are almost done. I'm going to go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'll have to say it was pretty hard to get my eyebrows to be sisters when you've got all this stuff going on in front of your eyebrow. But I think I did an okay job. And again, if you wanted to do this look and you wanted to cover your eyebrows completely, you could totally do that, but I decided not to because ain't nobody got time for that. But anyway, let's keep going, shall we? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting. And so I've got some silver eyeshadow here, and then I've got a blue highlighter. So the silver is, I'm going to stick that on the inner corners of my eyes. I'm going to take this pointed brush here. This is the Maybelline Expert Wear eyeshadow in the shade New York Silver. So that's just gonna go right on the inner corners of my eyes. Yeah, I like that. That kind of brightens it up. This is giving me very superhero vibes. I don't know, I'm just feeling super. Which I guess, you know, there's a lot of superheroes that become superheroes after being exposed to radiation. And in some ways, these women that we're celebrating during Women's History Month and International Women's Day are superheroes in their own right. So I think it's appropriate that we're doing a look that kind of looks like superhero look. I'm gonna do a little bit of highlighting around the eyes here. I'm going to take this blue highlighter. This is the City Color Cosmetics Glow Pro Stellar Iridescent Highlight in the shade Nebula. So I'm gonna take it kind of around the circular part of just the outer edges, just to add to the glowiness a little bit. Just of the circular parts here on the edges. Just gives it a little extra sparkle, a little extra fun. And if you were to wear this to a party, then it would and the light would hit it a certain way, it would actually look like your neon is glowing. Now I'm just going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to highlight under my brow on this side, just on this side, not on the other side. And then I'm gonna highlight a little bit above it as well, just to give this side a little bit of something something where it's bare. On this side, I'm gonna take a bigger fluffy brush and I'm going to highlight on my cheekbone. And then I'm going to take that smaller brush again, this one, and I'm gonna highlight on my nose. And now I'm gonna take a little bit more of that, all the glow, and that's gonna go on my Cupid's bow. The last thing is the lips, and I feel like I would be a little bit remiss if I didn't go blue with my lipstick. Although you could go a little bit more muted and do a nude, keep all the focus on the rest of the face, but I'm gonna go blue. And this is the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in the shade Jet Set. Alrighty, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I'm actually really excited about the way it turned out, considering that I didn't really know how this was gonna turn out. It was definitely an experiment, and it turned out really, really nicely. I'm really excited about it. I mean, it just goes to show that you really should not be afraid to try new things and try experimenting and challenging yourself. I'm really excited about how this turned out. It's really cool. I had a lot of fun doing this look, and I had a lot of fun reading about Chien-Shiung Wu. She's just so smart and really deserved to get recognition for what she did and what she contributed to science. I think it's really sad when people like her don't get their due, don't get credit for the things that they do, because they really advance society. They really advance the world, and it's really sad when people like her just don't get credit for the things they do. That makes me sad, and so I'm really happy to give her some form of recognition for her contributions here on my channel and in this fabulous makeup look inspired by her. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you recreate this look or do any other kind of looks inspired by your favorite women throughout history, please share them with me using the hashtag #MacKenzie_obviously. I would love to see what you guys do this Women's History Month. Let me know what you would have done differently with this look, and also let me know if there are any other videos or tutorials that you want me to do, because I want to do what you want to see. So let me know down in the comment section below. As always, I will have all of the products that I used in today's video listed in the description box below for you to find. I will also have a link to my GoFundMe campaign. 100% of those proceeds goes towards making this channel the best it possibly can be for you guys. So if you like this channel and want to help me make it better, please consider donating to that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at MUBYMackenzie. And if you like this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like it in the future. Alright everybody, that's all I have for today. Remember, makeup has no rules. They're more like guidelines. So, you do you, boo-boo. Alright, see you next time, everybody. In the 1950s, Dr. Wu was So, let's get in. Blah. That was odd. Next. This is the silly color cosmetics. Okay, this is what you do on Ash Wednesday before going to church. So repentant.